Welcome to Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide. We are not here by chance, we are here by divine appointment. And if you tuned in at this moment, you too are here by divine appointment. Our theme for the month has been the art of being. Being in the world, but not of it. Being of a higher spiritual vibratory frequency. It's about rising above what's going on out here. I love what the psalmists say. I am in a high place, and I will not come down. I absolutely love that. Because when we raise our vibration, we are no longer matching a vibration of a lower frequency. And remember what Nikola Tesla said, if you want to know the secrets of life, think in terms of vibration, energy, and frequency. That everything is vibrating at a certain frequency. So when we come together to acknowledge that there is a power for good in the universe greater than we are, and we can use it, and we are using it, whether we are consciously aware of it or not. Ernest Holmes, the founder of our movement, said, trained thought is far more powerful than untrained thought. Because we can be bouncing around the sea of life, or we can absolutely direct our ship in the course we want it to go. So as we come together to look at life cycles, we heard Fleet sing the beautiful song, Turn, Turn, Turn. There is a season under the heaven for everything. But it's interesting. Joseph Campbell, the very, very amazing anthropologist of note, who taught, he was professor at Sarah Lawrence University as well. And he said, as we listen to the words of that song from Ecclesiastes 3, that there is a season, a time to love, a time to hate, time to plant, a time to root up, a time for war, a time for peace, a time to rend, all of these things. But there is a unity in the pair of opposites. And when we find the unity in the pair of opposites, then there will be no pendulum swings. There will be a constancy and a balance. And that balance is that place in which we come forth every single day of our lives. Life cycles occur. It's so interesting. The day follows night, night follows day. Energy does its thing, it recedes. The ebb and flow of the oceans. Our own bodies have a cycle all their own, energetically. And for us to respect when it's time to lay down and to rest the body, and to renew, restore, and recreate our energy, to listen to that call. And when we do not listen to that call, we reap the effect of that. We were just speaking the other day that there is no sin but a mistake. And remember, the word sin came from the ancient Hebraic. It was an archery term. It was when they missed the mark. They didn't hit the bullseye. They had sinned. When we don't hit the mark, we have sinned. And I love, Dr. Holmes said, there is no sin but a mistake. And there is no punishment but a natural consequence of cause and effect. Think about it. There is no sin but a mistake. We get to take it again. And there is no punishment but a natural consequence of cause and effect. And that consequence, as we reap, so, we have sown, we reap, all of these things. However, our way of life states that we can recreate our experience. And when we choose to recreate our experience, we step up at a higher frequency. And we see the things out here, and none of these things move me, for I am in a high place, and I will not come down. And when we lift our consciousness above the daily round, and in the ancient Sanskrit, the word samsara, the daily round, getting up in the morning, doing our daily things and going to work and coming home and going to bed, all the daily round, we can turn the routines of work into celebrations of life and love. We truly can. And when we are feeling a lower energy, to rest, to restore, to recreate our energy field. And I just love the way it works because when my grandson was 3 years old, we had a conversation. He had 2 older brothers. He was 3 and they were like 23. And I said, well, how's everything going? He goes, well, Dad's really mad at Corey because he gets in the fridge and steals his beer and drinks it. Oh, this is serious. Oh, my gosh. And he said, and Robert just won't do his chores. And, you know, Mom and Dad are just so bad. They're mad at him. And he goes, I don't pretend to understand grown-ups. I said, either do I. Either do I. Because energetically, I feel that unless we become as a little child, and I really feel this, the most wonderful people in the world are those that have retained that childlike innocence, that magic about them. We want to be in their energy field. Unless we become as a little child, we shall not see the kingdom of God. And that kingdom of God is within each and every one of us. As we reach out and touch somebody's hand, make this world a better place because we can. And I have been all over the world knowing that a smile changes everything. Mother Teresa said it. Peace begins with a smile. And a smile is in every single language. A smile. So when we come from that place of acknowledging our life cycles and acknowledging that, you know, right now my rose bush, you know, the leaves are kind of falling off of it. And it was given to me when my mother made her transition. And every spring it's just so beautiful. I have some of her ashes scattered out on that area of my meditation garden. And some of the leaves are falling. And so, you know, I don't curse the rose bush because it's not blooming 24/7. You know, I bless, oh, look at this. It is so beautiful. I have friends over, I say, come and look at this rose bush. It's so beautiful. And we can appreciate. And when the leaves and the petals begin to fall from our flowers, we understand that this too is a period of restoration and rest. Because Eckhart Tolle said if things kept just growing and growing and growing, it could be monstrous. There is a time for balance. There's a time to go within to the secret place of the Most High. To pray to our Father, Mother, God in secret. That means within. And to know that we will be acknowledged openly by the outward demonstrations of our lives. What's showing up in our life? I loved when Rick came up talking about people who were wanting and needing a hug. That at Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide, we have no creed but love. Love one another as I have loved you. We have no doctrine but the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Lord Buddha said it. He was so clear. Man, woman is the result of all that they have thought. That we're an accumulation of all of that energy. And when Jesus said, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, he was recognizing that there is an energy flow. And as what we put out there does return unto us. And if we don't like the return on what we've put out there, we can make a shift. Remember, shift happens, right? We make the shift. We go to the next level. We come from that space of God to allow God to do what God does best by means of each and every one of us. That this moves beyond color, race, creed, and sexual orientation because our God is a God of oneness. And when we feel that oneness, there is the all-embracing presence by means of you. We feel it, we know it, we accept it, and we live from this space. And all have sinned, all have missed the mark and fallen short of the glory of God. When we fall short, we forgive ourselves. Just as we would forgive anyone else, right? And forgiveness and gratitude are, they're just right up there. We forgive ourselves, we forgive others. Forgive them, Father, they know not what they do. And I truly believe that there is an unconsciousness at times. And we take it on when we're not feeling good about ourselves. When we are feeling good about ourselves, we do not take it on. We realize that someone is working through something, and we can let them work through it. As Dr. Holmes said, love them and let them alone to discover themselves. Because we can only discover ourselves by going within to the secret place of the Most High. We can only discover ourselves through what we're putting out there and what we're getting back into the energy field. It's very interesting. I had someone call me, and he was desperate, and his business had just disappeared. And we were having a mastermind session in January, And you know that the mastermind is that all-powerful mind of God, in which we speak our word into the law of mind. When things, when we're cycling in it and we feel like a failure, we were on top of, we were a success maybe last week, we're feeling like a failure this week. Well, everything had disappeared for him. And I said, we're having a mastermind session. Come to the mastermind. Oh, I don't know if I can get there. I have 11 cents to my name. And I said, fine, we'll give you gas money. Just get on over here so you can speak your word, that you can make the shift and create a new cause and mind from lack, limitation, and scarcity to abundance and knowingness and faith and love and gratitude. What are you grateful for? Because whenever something happens in my life, I start the gratitude list. And when we're grateful, we're sending the brightest beam to heaven. We're sending that beam that opens up the space to create our good, pressed down, shaken together, and flowing over into every area of our life. So when we open the space and open our hearts to gratitude, we make the shift. And he had every excuse in the world. He never did come. We haven't seen him since. I thought, how very sad. And that is sad to me, because here we are. We've got this teaching right here. And as we put it in place, we can make the shift. We can ride the wave. We can come out on the other side. And when we come out on the other side of it, we look at what we went through and we go, my God, hey, I'm giving myself a pat on the back. I deserve my own acknowledgement that I moved through it and I'm on the other side of it. That I'm not dragging it with me. We all go through contractions and expansions, contractions and expansions, and whatever stage we're at, just to know that this is the root system that's going down. Remember, the Chinese bamboo is planted and nothing happens for 7 years. But in the 7th year, it grows 100 feet. Amazing. What's happening? You can't see it underneath. I mean, the roots are going down, down, down. And suddenly, in that 7th year, it shoots up 100 feet magically. But there's been something that cannot be seen going on underneath the surface. There is a project called Project Underneath. And these women have gotten together and they feature different people who have gone through amazing experiences. Because what is on the surface can't always be seen. But what's underneath, the authenticity, the energy that's underneath, that energy that by being vulnerable, by coming forth, by acknowledging that unless we become as little children with that childlike faith, not gullible, but remember, the divine fool in the deck of tarot is the highest card in the deck. What's he doing? He's got a little knapsack, tied to his stick, and he's stepping out into, off the mountain into thin air. One of two things are going to happen. He's going to be, he's going to sprout wings and fly, or he's going to be taught how to fly in that moment. He's stepping out into, it looks like nothingness. It is our faith that makes us whole. It is the energy of the universe that allows us to come forth in a greater way. The art of being is realizing that, yes, there is a time to live and a time to die. And in our way of life, when these transitions occur, yes, we miss the physical. We miss the energy. We grieve. We mourn. This is healthy. This is healing. If we can't feel it, we can't heal it. And then there is a day when we know that we are healed. That energy never left us. That energy goes before us and prepares the way as we become a lamp unto our own feet, drawing others into our light field. And as we look at life and death and transitions, that we die to the old. The Apostle Paul said, I die daily. I die to what I was. I die to my ego. I die to what no longer serves me. And I come forth in a greater way. That when Jesus said, I ascend unto my Father, he was lifting his energy field to that frequency of Christ consciousness. He was Jesus of Nazareth, remember that. He became the Christ. As his humanness gave way to the divine, the Christ consciousness arose, triumphant and victorious. A child was drawing a picture, and the teacher came by and said, "What are you drawing?" And he said, "I'm drawing a picture of a tree." And she said, "I've never seen a purple tree." And he said, "Oh, that's too bad. That's really too bad." Yeah. Because when we can see the purple tree, we can move to the next level of our expression, to the violet flame, to the holy I Am presence, and the recognition that we're here to live our lives from that spiritual perspective. And we're going to have all the experiences in between. My iPad wouldn't let me in, locked me out of my own iPad, so we were near the AT&T, and I ran in and I said, "I am just madder than a hatter." He goes, "You are?" I said, "Yes, I am. Look, I'm locked out of my own iPad." He goes, "Well, we'll get it handled." So we got on the phone with Apple. We were on the phone with Apple for 30 minutes, and finally this text says, "Is this your first day on the job?" And she goes, "Yes, it is. How did you know that?" "Thank you very much for your help. We've really appreciated it." And he goes, "What we have to do is we have to recover everything. So it's going to wipe it clean, and then we have to recover it." But what was so great is when they wiped it clean, that it was backed up by iCloud. So everything was backed up and could, come to the surface again. And I said, this is such an analogy to life. We wipe it clean. We back it up with our experience, with the good experiences. We do due diligence in our lives and our work. And it all comes back at a higher level. So when we look at our life cycles, and we look at contractions and expansions, we cannot collapse ourselves into either one of them. Because as we go through the contraction, on the horizon, there is a greater expression coming over the horizon with new people, places, and things. We cannot allow ourselves to be swallowed up by contractions or to collapse ourselves into expansions, because life is a balance. It's a life cycle. What blooms today, petals fall tomorrow. They go back into the ground, they bloom again, and they come forth as a spiritual bouquet. So I want you to know that it's an honor and a privilege to be with you today, and that every Sunday that I am with you, I feel that it's a gift from God, and that I feel very honored that we are the 2 or 3 gathered for a higher purpose, because there is a season for everything. And where are we going? Higher yet. Where are we going? Higher yet. Where are we going? Higher yet. And so it is. God bless you.